But of course, again, before we actually get started, y'all, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so whenever another video comes up, you'll be the first one notified. And I'm not going to hold you. We're going to get right into it. So again, as I stated, we'll be covering the SUV and Xscape. Man, when I tell you these two groups was the go-to in the 90s, I must say. So to see them collaborate, come together, it's awesome. So of course we see where it all starts out. They kind of go back in history, kind of telling, things, that kind of transpired, how they all started. Escape pretty much stated that they all kind of grew up together in College Park in ATL. They signed to So Def, and they have actually put out 3 platinum albums. They also said that with fame came a lot of jealousy, and Tamika said she considered it to be a lot of divitudes came up out of that, and we definitely, we gonna see that play out. And I can kind of understand it. Everybody, all the women, you know, pretty much have different attitudes, things to that nature. So it's almost to be expected. But they later broke up in 1999. Now, kind of giving a little backstory on SWV, we know that they are from the Bronx. They signed to RCA and was a huge success from the beginning. They have 5 albums, 2 platinum, and sold over 30 million records. They also said that things started to kind of go, bad for them as well. And especially when Coco decided to go solo, things kind of went left. So they broke up in 1998. Now, fast forward, Candy said in 2017, somebody tried to sell their life story, and that's how they kind of came back together. Xscape said they kind of came back together because, we've heard in the last few months that someone was alleged trying to sell their story. And if you know, then you know. But we all know who, she was referring to, but not going to go there. But anyways, they also, when they started back up, they sold out 30, they sold out of their 30 city tour. They did verses with SWV, and shortly after, I guess this is how it all came about. They seen that the fans was loving it, everyone was vibing, so really, why not? We then see, which is what we see here on the screen, where Tiny and Candy actually meet up in the studio. Later, we see where Tamika actually joins them there in the studio. They kind of go over, they let, Tamika know they was kind of listening to some of Candy and Tiny songs that they had together. Tamika says in her confessional that she brought Candy and Tiny to Latasha, and they all was really, really close at one time. The producers asked Tamika about the things that she had, said about Candy in the past. Now, mind you, we all know that, she made comments in reference to allege that Candy was sleeping with Jermaine Dupri and also other members of So Def, the father. It was a complete disaster. Tamika said she wasn't about to start all of that again. Like pretty much they in a good place. She not about to take it there. Candy said that things mended after they got back together 5 years ago. They've sat down and they've talked, and Candy was like, "Oh, where Tasha at?" And so Tamika let Candy and Tiny pretty much know, okay, I haven't talked to her since Vegas. And, they basically said that, what happened and transpired in Vegas pretty much we'll, see or hear a little further into the series that they had a show in Vegas. It appeared that Tamika and Candy was locked out of their trailer and wasn't able to get in. And Tamika said that basically she looking around for her sister, and the only thing she sees is her sister bailing out. So it was like basically she feels as though her sister kind of like abandoned her, didn't check on her or nothing, just left. And so they kind of got into a heated argument back and forth via group text. Tasha and Tiny was was able to, Tasha and Tiny was able to get their things. Tiny kind of stuck around, whereas Latasha, of course, as I stated, she left. Um, Tamika said that they had the argument via text message, and Tiny told Tamika, I think she's saying that you body shamed her. And she was like, how did I body shame her? And she was like telling her, if she had some ass, she could kiss it. Because I'm assuming Latasha had told her to maybe kiss her ass. And she told her, if you had some, I would. So Latasha took that as, I guess, a body shaming. We'll see how far this finna go. Because basically, to me, it was taken way out of context. It was just too much. Um, Basically, they said Candy feels as though that Tiny has always, I'm sorry, that Tamika has always been the one that's been like the yes person to Latasha. Whatever Latasha said, pretty much Tamika went along with it, and now it's not so much of that anymore. And she said that she's feeling like it's been a pushback. Um, and basically they just, Candace saying it's just time to make a decision. Are we gonna stay stuck in this here, or is she planning on getting past this so we can move forward and make this money? um because basically they all saying that they have money to make. Put that to the side. We then go on to see where, of course, SWV is at rehearsal. They're going over, their songs. They later sit down and, speak with their manager in reference to things that's coming up. And that's when he pretty much tells them that he have reached out to Escape's management team in reference to them coming together as far as doing a SWV and Escape tour. So the girls all agreed to it. So pretty much it sounds as though like the both of the groups are, pretty much on the same page when it comes to, get out here and make this money, do some things for the fans. We later see here that Latasha is at home where she's outside playing basketball with her husband Rocky and her son. I think his name is Jameer or Jamon. We found out that Jamon just recently graduated from college. He also played basketball there. So, Rocket feels as though, he's celebrating. He's happy that Jamon is back home after being gone for 5 years. So they then go in the house. Jamon pretty much asks Tasha, what you got going on? She lets them know that, they have been in the talks of, things about the group. But she said that basically she doesn't know because she's not for any type of negativity and she doesn't want it around her. Now we'll get into it because it's funny that she say that, but she didn't go ahead and she lets them know, okay, I still haven't talked to my sister, and we haven't talked. So then we go on to see where Tiny is at home at the Harris home, where she is on mommy duties. We see where they are making her what she states is her signature juice line. And they're all say they just seem like they would just be a family of hoop in their house. But they all standing around making, all kind of juices. The kids are there. Really short scene with the Harris family, but lovely family, lovely family. I could just imagine how their house go because Tiny actually has 7 children. I did not know she had 7 children. And she also stated that her and Tip had been actually married, well, been together for 21 years. And she said basically having a husband is the biggest job out of the group, and being a mother. She said that's the biggest job. Say that he always want to know, why are you working? So basically he is where he want to take care of her, and he feels as though she should be home, but she not for it. She ready to get her own bag. Don't blame you, sis. So then we go on to see Tamika, and Tamika is at home with her husband. Now, Tamika goes on to say that her husband does security work. We find out that he does security work for like New Edition and people to that nature. She also said that she actually met him while he was doing security for Tyler Perry. She said that, they went out on a couple of dates at first, It wasn't nothing serious. They were just really, really, good friends. She said, but one day they had a little date at his house. She went to the bathroom, came out with nothing but a thong on, honey. And she said it's been on and popping since then. She also goes on to tell, him about the meeting, um, and perhaps, coming together with SWV. She also said and tells him, I haven't talked to Tasha. So, of course, for Tasha and Tamika to kind of keep bringing it up, you could tell that it is bothering the both of them. Then we go on to see where the ladies then arrive to brunch, where Taj has actually invited all the girls there for them to kind of meet up to kind of discuss the tour and give ideas and go over some things. We also see where the other girls join in. They, of course, they start the meeting. They said that this was all a dream. Basically, Tamika was like, this was a dream. Me and Latasha loved hearing them. They wished for days and prayed for days such as this. And so just to be in their company and potentially gonna do a whole tour with them, she is excited, should we say. So Tosh kind of immediately kind of noticed where something looked a little off with Tasha, because first of all, you walk in there and you pretty much kind of gave the demeanor like you didn't really know nobody else in the room. Even after your sister came after you, and Taj was like, you can have a seat by your sister. Now I'm assuming Taj and the girls of the SWV don't know that there's conflict with the sisters. So you come in there, your sister even complimented what you got on and XYZ, and you still kind of had this demeanor like, you know. So me, if I was the host, such as, I would see and I'll be like, okay, well, what's wrong with you? Because you seem as though your whole vibe is off from everybody else. And Latasha said that she's not excited about any of this because they have internal issues that need to be resolved first. I'm like, okay, girl, really? You really you really finna go here with this? You really finna take it to bring Escape's business here to this meeting with SWV? Like, it's almost embarrassing, and you could kind of tell that from the looks on Tiny and Candy's face, they were very agitated, like, okay, whatever. So Tiny was like, okay, well, we'll work it out, we'll get past it or what have you. And Taj said it doesn't look right. It just looked like it's an ego battle. She said that she said that I'm glad that we don't have that problem anymore. And basically, because later Lily kind of goes on to say, we've had our issues. It's things that we don't like about one another, but at some point you got to grow up. you know Tiny go on to say again that they'll get past it, and they willing to do this to her. Tasha was like, but what if I might not want to go on tour? Hold up. Now I understand it's a group, and when you think of Escape, you think of all of the girls. But if you have one that's acting the way that Tasha is acting, I can honestly say I would probably try to move forward without her, because it's like you bringing the whole vibe down. Now you doing this in front of said company, and that's kind of messed up that you would handle things the way you handle it in front of these people when they want to do business with us. But here it is, it's coming off like we can't even handle our own business, let alone trying to, you know, come together with somebody else. So it was really, really disheartening that she was doing all of this in front of them. And Tosh asked Tasha, do you even want to resolve anything, like with them? And Tasha said, yeah, she won't. She would like to have a talk. Lily then points out and just let them know flat out, it gets to a point we have to grow up. And it's the truth. You have to grow up. Tiny said, it's time to take the personal out of the business. And that's definitely for sure. And Lily made a point that oh my God, that was a whole word. You couldn't say nothing but amen after that. And she said, now here it is. We'll have boyfriends, husbands, and we'll forgive them 1,000 times over. But something simple as this, and you just doomed. And it's true. You know, all it takes is for girls to get into one spat and the whole friendship is doomed to hell. But here it is, you forgive that narcissistic man or woman, you know, 50 million times for hurting you for something way more serious. You see what I'm saying? So then we go on to see where SWV is actually off to Africa. So I guess they say while y'all over there bickering, we catching flights. We catching flights. So we see them arrive in Africa. They actually went to Johannesburg where they explained that they was actually invited to perform at a party. And they pointed out that this party was bringing in six and a half figures. Okay. So they went over there, they did their thing. And when I tell you they performing and sounding like they did back then, like they ain't missed a beat. So then we go on to see Candy and Todd at their home, and it's Pizza Friday for them. So they all in the kitchen with Ace. They making pizzas, having, chit chat talk, family time after they eat and put the kids to bed. Candy and Todd kind of stick around. Candy said that again, they, have been having discussions about the group. They had brunch yesterday to discuss everything. Candy also pointed out that, you know, Tamika ain't never liked me. She never, felt it for me. Basically, we've never dealt with each other outside the group. So pretty much how Tasha is acting now is how Tasha has always kind of acted towards her. And Todd was like, well, what do y'all expect? It's four girls with four different egos. It's bound to happen. True, but they older now. So, because they're not girls really, they women. So, moving forward, we see where Tasha and Tamika meet up at Miss Gloria's house, which is their mother. And basically, Miss Gloria, I guess, decided to, have the girls to come over to discuss what's all been going on. And she said that communication is key, and that's why she wants to talk. Tamika goes on to say that Tasha has always been her mama's favorite. She don't know why, but she has always, been the favorite. So they sit down, they talk. Tamika explained what happened in Vegas. She kind of get up to kind of reenact, what happened, letting her mom know, about the dressing room situation and how, they were kind of locked out. And she basically says, if I'm paying you for a job, I expect for you to stay till it's over. So I don't know what that necessarily meant. I don't know if Tasha didn't complete the show or the tour or however. I don't know, what that meant. But she said that basically she left. She said, and even after, when she left, not only did she just up and leave, she said she didn't even come check on me to see was I good or none of that. And basically, after Tamika sat down, the mom was like, you need an Academy Award for that. And then you can kind of see Latasha over there clapping. Like, okay, now I'm seeing what Tamika is saying. And, you know, we, we just gonna call it for what it is. Miss Gloria is part of the problem. She's part of the problem. Now, I'm pretty sure as parents that have multiple kids, things of that nature, because my kids tell me all the time, oh, she's your favorite when it goes this way. Or she's your favorite when it go that way. That's just kids playing. But as a mother, I have to make sure I have that balance. One child may need something more than this child may need, but it's never a favoritism. And what was displayed on this show, on this episode, was totally out of line, and it reeks the mother is the root of this here confusion with these two sisters. So basically they kind of go back and forth. Pretty much Tamika lets, Miss Gloria know, you never defend me. You never take up for me. She always saying something bad and you never say nothing to her. And Tasha was like, okay, well, what is it that she need to say or defend you from me for? And say it was just going back and forth. And finally, out of the middle of nowhere, you know, uh, Tamika was like, even when her and Rocky stole my money, you didn't tell her nothing. Baby, when I say it was crickets, it was crickets. And when I say it was crickets, it's almost to the point of, did you have something to do with this? Because you ain't say nothing either. So Tamika said, you know, Tiny's mother had pretty much told them about a royalty that the group was getting. And Tamika let her know, well, I never got nothing. So after Tiny's mom did a little research, it came, you know, it came to pass that basically the money had been either mailed or deposited into Tasha and Rocky's account, and it had been cash pretty much. So she was like, this was over $30,000 that they took from me, and you didn't say a word. And so, Latasha was like, I ain't taking nothing from you. You ain't even got $30,000. And the producers asked her, so did Rocky take Tamika's money? And she was like, no. They was like, so she lying? Yeah. No, you're lying. It's like, why would she say that? Why would she say that? So, okay, so where's her money? Like, did y'all feel, was he her manager? Did he feel like she owed it to him? I don't know, but maybe we'll find out a little later how that went. So they kind of going back and forth. It kind of looked like for a second it was gonna get physical. The mama got the going in the uproar, got in a rage. Baby told producers, get out. She get out, because look like to me, because baby Tamika let her know, my friend was ready to lock you up, and guess what? I can still have you locked up. I can still have you locked up. Don't get it twisted. We can get it popping. Baby, Miss Gloria say, oh, no, 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 no. Y'all get out. Y'all get out my house. Wanted producers out. So it kind of gives me the vibe like, did you know what was going on with the money? You know about it. At some point, you know. But anyways, so that came to the end. When I say I really enjoyed the show, it looks as though it's going to be a good series. I'm looking forward to it. I would have to rate this episode an 8. I would really have to give it an 8. I think next episode I would like to see a little bit more of maybe Tiny. We didn't get that much from her. We didn't really get that much from Candy as well, but of course I know we have several different episodes to go. But yeah, so that was it for this one. Comment below. Let me know, did you get a chance to watch? Of course, it is premiering on BET every Sunday night. Let me know, did you watch? How did you feel about it? Do you think that this is something that you're going to enjoy? Tell me how you feel about Miss Gloria and how things are panning out. Tell me how you feel about Latasha. Is she doing way too much? Because me personally, in my opinion, yes, sis. Come on. I'm not one with the big bodacious behind either. I've been known as flatback pretty much all my life. It ain't that deep, especially at this age. At your big grown age, them type of little comments shouldn't even bother you. But anyways, but I ain't gonna hold you. So that's pretty much it. Again, y'all, if you could please just leave a comment down below. Also, please go ahead and don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on those notification bells. Again, I will be doing my recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's supposed to be tonight and maybe a little later tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow for sure. I kind of, for some strange reason, wind up doing this one before that one. But either way it go, you'll get them. But y'all, again, thank you again for watching. Thank you for supporting. As always, I love each and every one of you. Stay blessed and good night, y'all.